one of the most touching floats ever. This is from Donate Life.
This is always a float that gets me emotional. I know it does you too.
But this is an absolutely beautiful float for many reasons.
This is one float where the dedication and the purpose may in fact trump the beauty.
And this is certainly one of the most special entries year after year here.
The Donate Life float, how amazing that was to see organ donors and recipients together. Just beautiful and amazing to me what they were able to bring across and in sending a message to.
It all started with Gary.
Gary is magnanimous,
inspiring,
passionate,
visionary,
excited,
dedicated,
positive, vibrant, compassionate,
kind-hearted.
What one man can do for an entire community and bring us all together for one goal, and that's to show the world what donation means and can be.
My name is Gary Foxen. I am a recipient myself. I received a single lung. Well, I had decorated floats a couple of times post-transplant, after I got my transplant. And I thought to myself after the second time, I said, wouldn't it be incredible if we could have a float for Donate Life to shine a light on the donor families, the people who have given life to others. So I wrote a letter to One Legacy.
And I got the letter, I took it to the executive director, Tom Moan.
and I said to her, I agree with you, Karen, it's a great idea, but I think it's going to be expensive. It's going to be hard to get the people. Floats are a big deal. I said, I have friends who worked on the tournament committee, and also I'm not sure that this is something that they're going to be comfortable with.
And I said, you know what, if we can get a donation float in the Rose Parade, which is the New Year's celebration for really across the world, and they accept organ and tissue donation, then people will be comfortable with it. You know, they will see it in the Rose Parade.
The first float made its appearance on January 1, 2004. It was called A Symphony of Life, and we are now, on the 12th float.
Every year when that float comes down, we have spent so many hours, and there's been so many volunteers that it's hard to describe. I mean, Gary and I usually embrace each other and just cry.
The happiest day of my life, really.
A man like Gary Foxen can get lungs and have 15 years and accomplish so much in those 15 years that had he not been given that gift, this would not have happened.
He had passion and he had an idea, and he helped to bring that idea to life. He didn't just say, here, do this. Every decorating session he was here.
But he's like a father, a grandfather, a dad, a brother. He's all those things rolled up into one personality. And if there was anybody that you would want to meet or be around any length of time, Gary was it. He's the epitome of the float.
He loved life. He appreciated life because of his transplant. And he always wanted to help others.
He would read every story. He knew every single person that was going to be honored as a fluorograph. He knew the name, he knew the story, he knew the family. He was just deeply involved and just touched.
Well, I get a lot of credit for coming up with the idea for the float, but it's really not about me as much as it is about everyone that's involved in it.
It means so much to us because January 1st was his birthday. And as a family, we spent many nights sleeping on Colorado Boulevard and celebrating his birthday in the morning with the parade. And so now we all are on the parade route cheering him on as he looks down at us.
A young man from Sacramento who had just passed away from a sinus infection was a donor, and we matched perfectly. And because of him, I'm here today. I carry his hat with me wherever I go.
We're doing this for our mom, Doris Stryker, in Honolulu, Hawaii. She's on the kidney transplant wait list, and we're dedicating this rose to her, making sure that she stays strong on dialysis and that we love her.
While we have come a long way, we are not yet at the end of our journey. The end of our journey will be when there is no one on the waiting list,
We always want to stay true to its genesis, that this was inspired. It was inspired by a recipient who wanted to be thankful and wanted to celebrate what the gift of life makes possible.
You know, we never, ever, Gary or I, either one, ever thought it would be what it is today. I mean, we're so blessed.
The float and what it represents and what it shows the public about what organ donation can do is just incredible. It's beyond words.
When we started building this year's float, Lois, his wife, brought us one of his hats, and somebody said, can we use that? And said, let's put it up there on the float so Gary's watching over us.
He was not Gary Foxon without that hat. And so to place the hat on the back of the float, that's Gary.
This is the first time I've gotten to see this year's float.
So you may not have noticed, but behind you there's a hat.
Oh my God, it's Gary's hat. You know, it's funny. It's funny how a hat could have that kind of impact on a person, but I think that was one of his symbols, is that, you know, he came with his smile and his hat.
He's just always going to be a part of the Donate Life float, no matter what, and it's so great that he's just leading our float out this year.
To be at the very tip of a float that's in a parade called Inspirational Stories, I don't think there's a better place for it.